and I want to read Psalm in Psalm 30. I want to share verses 6 and 7. Um, when I was prosperous, I said, "Nothing can stop me now." Your favor, O Lord, made me as secure as a mountain. Then you turned away from me, and I was shattered. So, David is talking about overconfidence. Um, you know, we all set out goals and plans to do things, and sometimes the results are much better, or maybe it's a task that we get done much faster than we had planned or anticipated. Well, sometimes we allow that success to get in our head, and we get this status of being of having some of becoming overconfident in our abilities and what we do. Um, and it's this overconfidence that we get, which is actually a result of our own sinful pride that can cause us to cloud the truth and saying that our success and our better than what we expected results are a direct result of God's blessing, not of our own abilities. Um, and so when we allow that to start um, clouding that, when we allow this overconfidence to start clouding our truth to that, then we become boastful as David did in the psalm. And then, of course, if we allow that to be the case, then the next time that we try to do something, thinking that it's no problem, we got it made, we'll smash this out of the park or whatever. Next thing you know, we're completely shattered, overwhelmed, and just pounded to the ground with failure. Um, and that could simply be um, because our pride prevented us from allowing God to do a miraculous work through us or with us or for us. Um, so, like yesterday, for me and my buddy at work, we have been overwhelmed with a massive increase in our inbound freight raw materials that the that the team uses to make the filters that we make. Our receiving area had probably somewhere around the neighborhoods between 100 and 120 pallets that we have not been able to put up because we're constantly getting hit with truck after truck after truck. So when we went in yesterday, um, my hope was to get it all cleared out so that um, he, along with our third person who is actually coming back from work, and I want to praise Jesus for that because the person has had uh, shoulder surgery, some major surgery, had to have a rotator cuff completely redone, and they've been out for almost 3 months now. So it's a blessing from God that they're coming back uh, at this time because I'm not going to be there at work for the coming week. Um, but not only did we get everything cleared out, emptied, put away, um, we were able to do it without blocking anything majorly in our storage areas, so things are still easy to get to, and we got it done in a much quicker time frame than I thought was possible. Um, so in the end, when we were done, my buddy and then our our third person, who is also, of course, a friend, the two of them are not going to have to struggle with what to do come tomorrow morning on trying to get caught up or whatever. They're on a good clean start from not having to be concerned with putting things away uh, like we have been for the past at least 4, maybe even 6 weeks. um, and I got to keep myself on track because I know that the amount of work that we did in such a short period of time yesterday wasn't from our doing alone. Uh, there's no way that we could have gotten all that done that quickly without God's blessing, um, without God's help. Uh, whether God allowed us to be superhumanly fast in our thinking, in our processing on where we're going to put things, or whether He actually slowed time for us so we can actually get more done, I don't know. All I know is that God was there and God allowed it to happen, and God was the one who did all the work that helped us get done with everything that I was hoping for in a much faster time frame that I thought it was going to take. Because I'll be honest, I was prepared to be. We went in at 6 a.m. and I was completely prepared and expected to be there till 5:30 before we had everything done. Um, um, we were done by 2:30, 3 hours well before I was anticipating. And folks, that's not because of my doing or his doing or our doing, because nothing can stop us. That's because God saw fit to bless us, to allow us to get everything done in a faster time than we had hoped. So I give the credit for that job yesterday all to him because he allowed it to happen. He blessed us for our perseverance and for our diligence, um, for everything that we've been going through for the past 6 to 8 weeks with this massive increase in our inbound freight. Um, and I got to keep my mind set knowing that it's him. He's the reason why we were so successful. Because I could have just easily said, yeah, we did this, we're awesome, blah, blah, but that's not the case. I know that's not the case. I know God had to have his hand in it in order for it to go the way it went, as successfully as it did and as fast as it did. Um, and I always try to be mindful of that so I don't fall into the temptation that David fell into by boasting out that nothing can stop me now. Because you know what? God can throw all sorts of monkey wrenches into your plans simply because your pride gets in the way and doesn't allow you to see the truth of the blessings that He gives you. And when you do, He can, will, may look the other way and allow troubles, difficulties, circumstances hinder you in what you're trying to do because you're too stubborn and too prideful to admit that you couldn't do it without God's help. So, with that, I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.